All right, so today I'm going to show you how to repair the Shark Apex vacuum, specifically if you have trouble with this front brush roller right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what that is. Take the cover off. So it's this bright orange roller on the front. So what'll happen is if you're going over a carpet or something, maybe this gets jammed up, there'll be a little light that turns red. Most of the time you'll be able to remove the jam and then continue on with the vacuum. But after a few times, or maybe one really bad time, what will happen is this will stop spinning. And what the problem is that the main brush belt and this sort of felt brush belt, let's see if we can do it, are connected specifically on this side over here, and they're connected with a belt. What happens when you accidentally catch something too much is your belt gets obviously destroyed, and when the belt's broken, the main drive belt and motor can no longer drive your front roller. So what you need to do is go on to Amazon, and what I did was Google or Amazon, let's see here, is it gonna work? Maybe not. Anyways, it's a Gates, G-A-T-E-S 153-3GT-8 belt, and you should find them in a 3-pack, and they'll send them to you like this, brand new. This one says 153-3-8mm from vacbelts.com apparently. And they send you these brand new vacuum cleaner belts. You actually end up with 3. I already put one in, so that's what inspired me to make this video. So the alternative is you call Shark and they tell you that this whole bottom thing is not fixable, and they'll sell you a new one for $90, which I didn't really want to do since I wanted to try it out. After the first kind of unsuccessful attempt, I figured it out, and I made this video. What you'll also want to do is get yourself one of these. The fasteners on this vacuum cleaner are tamper-proof. So what that means is it's a traditional like Torx bit, but then there's a little post in the middle. So you actually need a Torx bit that's got, there we go, a little hole in it, a little recess to allow you to access the bolts or the screws. So the first thing we do is we take the cover off here. Then there's a little lever right here. It just says pull, so we just pull that puppy out, and this comes out. This would be a good time to take a look on this edge right here to see, is this all chewed up? If it looks okay like this, then you're doing all right. There's also a matching, surface in here. So like take a look at this to see if this is all chewed up or not. And then, again, you can just test it by rotating your main brush. And if that sucker still moves, then your belt's okay and you got another problem. So once that's off, then we go to the tricky side. So the reason I made this video is because you kind of see that I had some attempts on here, and their first ones were not successful because I didn't know about these covers. So the covers, you need to take those off with what looks like a little eyeglass screwdriver here. I thought you needed to take this whole bottom off to get in there, but you don't, and that was my bad. So my failure is your gain. So these little covers, they pop off here. Let's see. There we go. You just set those little covers aside. And let's see, inside, see our little safety bolts there? All right. Just those 2 screws. It's not fancy at all. So we get our let's see our screwdriver here, and I think they're pretty small. So what are they? Smaller than that. Boy, they are tiny. There we go. Okay. So that is a T10. T10. So, oops. This isn't the screwdriver that I used before, so we're just going to work with this. So that one comes out. Set that aside there. Then this one. Right. That comes out. Then this whole cover kind of, just kind of pops off. Sometimes you need to move it around a little bit. There we go. Yep, just kind of lifts off. And so then what you see here is these are the screws that you just removed, right? These little switches are here. And you gotta be careful because, they can come off, depends on the orientation, or they could just totally come out. That's okay. So this little, when I was moving around the cover, this little spring here, just, whoops. And you can work it back in. And then see it's set on a little post, and that's the same for this one. So this is the mechanism right here, right? Obviously your main drive drives your roller there. And the other thing that I learned is on the bottom side here, it's gonna be tricky. I'm gonna see if I can flip this camera around to get that, or flip this thing over. These things will probably come off, but I'll fix those later. So on the bottom side, here, there's actually two more screws. And these, I believe, are they the same size? Yeah. So they are T10. I'll just go ahead and take those off so you can see the whole process here. They're different, a little smaller. So that comes out. Oops. A bit more. And this guy comes out. Right. We're getting into something over here. There we go. Going to work. So here we are. So now with those out, you just push and the gear comes out. And the point of all that, doing that, is with the gear out now, the gear out, that's how you can put on the new belt. If you don't take this gear out, you're never getting that new belt. Never getting it on there, I'll tell you that. I tried. So basically you just slip it around the gear real tight like that, right? And you line up the little ears on it. Just line those up and get it in there. Push that down, and there's my screwdriver here. Sometimes everything kind of lined up. It's gonna be tight, but there, fits right on, right? And then you can, check it and make sure it goes. And then you just reinstall the screws. So flip around again. There we go. Still see what's going on good. One started and this other one here. This goofy screwdriver. And tighten it in, and you don't have to go crazy or anything. It's all plastic, so just get it tightened in there, and that's good. And then flip her over, and like I said, these little guys, they may fall out. It's not a big deal. You just kind of reorientate it in here, and the hardest part sometimes is just playing with that little spring. Sometimes it helps to have a big or flathead screwdriver, but see what I mean? Just wants to play a little bit. Yeah. So it's in there. Sometimes you need to hold it just like that, right? Okay, let's see what I'm doing. Cool. So we're just holding it, and these work. Then we get our cover, which you can see when you actually try to pry it off without taking the thing. You can see what happens, but you just lay it on there like that, and slide it on. Sometimes it helps to move this button as you're sliding it on there so it all clips in real nice. And then we take our original screws here, put those on, screw in, nothing crazy, like that. Give them a tighten that. And our covers, these little covers are a little tricky. Kind of want to fight you sometimes. Sometimes they don't. It's these little ears in there. Sometimes trying to pop it out, you might accidentally bend it or something like that. But they went in pretty good that time. So now, all that's on, and you can, once again, do a little test roll and make sure everything's okay. Take your orange guy here and connect it up, and line it back up, and then now everything's connected, so everything rolls real good. So whoops, stand it up, have it all fall apart on you as you're trying to stand it up, and there we go. Then take your final little cover piece and pop it back on, and that's it. It's all put back together. This piece is all good here. This makes it pop off. It's all good. And then yeah, I think these were $3 or $4, and a couple more for this tool set. And really for this, you only really need the T10. So if you got that laying around, you might be okay. The first time I also used a regular one without the hole in the middle. It wasn't the best. For the couple bucks to make the job so much easier, so just go ahead and buy one of these. And again, another Amazon buy, so pretty straightforward. So that's how I fixed this vacuum cleaner without having to buy a whole nother bottom when it's just a belt. And hopefully that helps you out too. Good luck out there.